one of your central promises in your campaign is to take the country out of the European Convention on Human Rights, which is a big legal framework. The UK has been part of it for decades. And it's important because when it comes to Northern Ireland and the Good Friday Belfast Agreement, it's in that text as being something that is absolutely vital. Ian Cork wants to know, can you explain what leaving the ECHR would do in terms of the direct impact on the Good Friday Agreement? So how would you do that?
The Good Friday Agreement is not reliant upon the ECHR.
It's a fundamental part of it.
Well, it envisages a Northern Irish Bill of Rights, which would protect the citizens of Northern Ireland domestically according to the ECHR. And that's what I propose. I propose that we have a British Bill of Rights, or indeed a Northern Irish Bill of Rights, which does what the spirit of the Good Friday Agreement suggested and protects the rights of those. It's impossible for the country of Magna Carta and habeas corpus to find a way to ensure that the rights and liberties of our own citizens, whether in Northern Ireland or anywhere else across our country, are properly protected and respected, as they were prior to us joining the ECHR.
Do you think that the nationalist community and Sinn Féin would sit down and think, OK, they're going to accept a British Bill of Rights? I mean, you can say, oh, you just do another piece of legislation. But the Good Friday Agreement explicitly says that the ECHR is part of the legal framework there.
Well, all enduring agreements require a degree of that with the Good Friday Agreement in many different respects. I mean, for example, it speaks of a Northern Irish Bill of Rights, which in fact Tony Blair as Prime Minister chose not to proceed with. He chose to do a Human Rights Act instead. So there are different ways of resolving this issue. What I want to do is ensure the rights of Northern Irish citizens are protected domestically rather than reliant upon a foreign court in Strasbourg. And I say, I wouldn't do this lightly. I'm doing this because I don't want to have criminals on our streets who we need to get out. I don't want terror suspects on our streets or in our prisons. And those are things that matter to people of all parts of the community in Northern Ireland, as it does to people.
In a much anticipated interview, Robert Jenrick, a Tory leadership candidate who has called for the UK to leave the European Convention on Human Rights, the ECHR, if you didn't know already, was finally asked about the impact this could have on the Northern Ireland and the Good Friday Agreement, despite the questioning coming in from Laura Kuenssberg, often seen as a Tory sympathiser. It has at least brought this critical issue to the surface. The ECHR is a cornerstone of the Good Friday Agreement, and Jenrick's response, as always, was both evasive and concerning. When pressed on how leaving the ECHR would affect the peace accord, Jenrick downplayed the importance of the ECHR, suggesting that a British Bill of Rights could suffice. This answer demonstrates either a profound misunderstanding of the agreement or a deliberate attempt to sidestep its complexities. The key of the ECHR within the Northern Ireland Good Friday Agreement is to ensure that the rights of the people in Northern Ireland are protected by an international body, not just domestic legislation. Jenrick's proposal to replace this with a British Bill of Rights limited to the UK completely misses the mark. His insistence on stripping away international protections under the guise of taking back control should raise serious concerns, especially for those in Northern Ireland. As Jenrick continued, he shifted the discussion towards criminals and terror suspects, once again pandering to the right wing of his party. His rhetoric seems designed to satisfy a small, hardline section of the Conservative Party, or even voters from the Reform UK Party. Ultimately, his position offers no real solution to the potential legal and diplomatic fallout that leaving the ECHR would create for Northern Ireland. This stance is not only reckless, but it is also short-sighted, and it could have far-reaching consequences for the peace and stability of the region. But let me know what you think. I've been Jake from Just Jake, and as always, I'll see you next time. You actually made it to the end of the video. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, which, why haven't you already, is somewhere over there. And also, if you want to watch more videos, also check out over there. I've been Jake from Just Jake. See you later.